Hey, what's up, YouTube? Alright, are you guys ready to go ahead and wrap up this list? I sure am. So, this is the final 10 albums on this list that I'm going to talk about, and unfortunately, only 3 of these I own on CD. All the others I only own digital, sadly. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish this up. We're going to move on to A Feather and Bone with Sulphuric Disintegration. Right? Yeah. That one's kind of tough to say. Anyway, this is the second, or no, it's not. This is the third, maybe, full length from A Feather and Bone. I didn't start listening to them until they put out Bestial Hymns of Perversion on Profound Lore, which this is on again. But yeah, I didn't start listening until they did that album, because their previous albums, they had like a different sound and everything, and also I had just never heard of them on those earlier albums. But anyway, A Feather and Bone is a death metal band from Denver, Colorado, that just plays a very dark, cavernous style of death metal. There's incantation influence in here. There's a lot of different death metal sounds to be had with A Feather and Bone, but yeah, just cavernous, evil-sounding growls. There's a lot of speed on this album. Like, it's very fast, a lot of these songs. There's quite a bit of grind influence. There was quite a bit of grind on the last album as well, but I feel like they went even more cavernous and just filthy with this release. But it's great stuff. All the playing is really good. All the instrumentation is great. Pretty good transitions. Nothing ever gets too repetitive or too boring. It's on like 30-something minutes or under 40 minutes, so it does not overstay its welcome, which no cavernous, ugly-sounding death metal album should be over about 40 minutes, I think. Yeah. This is another awesome album from A Feather and Bone. I don't know if I like it more than Bestial Hymns of Perversion or not, but both are great. And this is probably another one that you will see quite a few people on their year-end list, especially when it comes to death metal fans. It seems like a lot of people really dig this album, just like they did the previous Profound Lore release, Bestial Hymns of Perversion, once again. But yeah, A Feather and Bone, Sulphuric Disintegration. Why is that so fucking hard to say? And I can't even take this out or anything because it's still in the fucking packaging. I haven't even taken out the CD yet. Anyway, next we are going to go to Cosmic Putrefaction with the horizons towards which Splendour withers. Quite a long title there. Cosmic Putrefaction is an atmospheric black death band. I had never heard of this band before, but I really fucking love this. As I told you, I'm a total sucker for the atmospheric death metal sound, and these guys do it very, very well. Quite a bit of like bizarre and just sporadic kind of parts to this. It's also very cosmic, kind of like a blood incantation is. It's spacey, as I said, it's atmospheric, and it is a mixture of like black and death metal. The vocals go from like deep guttural growls to more like high-pitched black metal kind of screeches and screams. All the instrumentation is very well played. The drums are very impressive, and the riffs especially are very, very well done and just punishing. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about Cosmic Putrefaction. I feel like this definitely went under quite a few people's radars, but luckily I found out about it, and I absolutely love it. I don't remember what label it's on either, unfortunately, but and I also wish I had a CD copy of it, but unfortunately all their shit on their Bandcamp sold out. So I guess quite a few people still heard about it, because if it did that well, then, obviously some people love it, as I do. But if this one skipped under your radar and you dig the atmospheric Black Death sound, definitely give this a listen. I think you'll enjoy it. So that is Cosmic Putrefaction with the horizons towards which Splendour withers. Next up is Spirit Adrift with Enlightened in Eternity. once again on 20 bucks spin. Spirit Adrift is another band that I've become a really big fan of over the years. I love Divided by Darkness. I love Curse of Conception. The first album I'm not so crazy about, but yeah, this is still just a great band that can appeal to a lot of different metal fans. You know, they do the traditional heavy metal thing. There's some doom metal. Yeah, there's just there's a lot of influences when it comes to Spirit Adrift. I feel like Nate definitely just has a lot of different musical influence, even outside of metal. Like, there's even on the final track, Reunited in the Void, there's kind of like a Leonard Skinner kind of guitar sounding bit that, you know, Inter Arma do that kind of, those kind of interludes and their stuff as well. And that's kind of what that reminded me of. And while I'm not a fan of that band at all, it does kind of work, you know, with this track. You know, it sounds fine. Didn't really take me out of the moment or anything. But yeah, in terms of what Spirit Adrift has done so far leading up to this is so different from anything else that they've done. And that's not a bad thing. It's not. It's a great thing. I think it's awesome that they've managed to still remain in a sound that sounds like Spirit Adrift that you're familiar with from past albums, but they're still moving forward, and that's great. Great songwriting on here, lots of really cool guitar work, whether it's solos, whether it's riffs, it's all really, really good. I can't remember who the new members are that is with Nate on this album, but I am kind of bummed that he left Gay Creeper, and I'm kind of bummed that Chase left this band, but you know, when we're getting albums like this project is obviously still in very, very good hands. And I think Spirit Adrift are just going to continue to get better from here on out and just put out more and more fantastic releases. But yeah, it's a great album, insanely catchy, fun, just great heavy metal that, like I said, can appeal to a lot of different metal fans. And once again, I'm pretty sure you will be seeing this on a lot of your end lists this year. A lot of people absolutely love this release, and myself included. So, Spirit Adrift, Enlightened in Eternity. Great stuff. Next up. Fuck yeah. Undergang with Aldrig, livet. Pretty sure that is not how you say that. I'm pretty sure that is Danish, because Undergang is a Danish band. So, the fucking just filthy, sewer-dwelling death metal maniacs from Copenhagen are back and are ready to fucking just murder us yet again with just absolute gnarly, filthy, disgusting, grimy death metal goodness. Man, Undergang, every album that they release, it doesn't matter that they don't experiment much. It doesn't matter that they stick to the same formula, because it's just Undergang doing what Undergang does best, and that is just filthy fucking death metal. That is just tons of great riffing, gnarly, ugly bass, and the fucking vocals, man. I did not think that David's vocals could get any lower, but on this, they are. This is just the most just disgusting and lowest his vocals have ever been on an Undergang album. And I love the cover art, and they have confirmed themselves on their social media. This is a homage to Evil Dead 2. I'm a diehard Evil Dead fan, as I mentioned on here before, so that's a big bonus for that cover art. But yeah, back to the music. This is just, I don't know what else to say, man. This is just Undergang being Undergang and doing what they do best. And if you know Undergang, if you're a fan of what this band has done so far, you're gonna fucking love this. One of the best death metal albums this year. If you haven't heard it, go fucking listen to it. And just worship this fucking band. Undergang fucking rules. That's it. I'm done. Alright, next up we go to Omegavortex with Black Abomination Spawn. This is some swirling black death chaos out of, What are they, from Germany, I think? This is released on Invictus Productions. This is their debut full length. This is just a crazy, chaotic album. The vocals go from beastly fucking deep growls to black metal screams, and it's technical. It's just so fucking unhinged and just rabid sounding. It's just such an intense, chaotic listening. Definitely not for the faint of heart. You got some stuff on here that sounds like Portal, a lot of Gore Guts influence, Morbid Angel as well, especially with the vocals. Yeah, a lot of different, all kinds of different sounds and moods from this band. But as I said, from beginning to end, it is an absolute chaotic and intense listen. Guitars are very dissonant, harsh, abrasive. It's also got a pretty filthy and raw production to it as well, which just makes it even more abrasive and just insane sounding. Yeah, this is just crazy, crazy stuff, but it's very, very good. Yeah, Omegavortex, Black Abomination Spawn. One of the most intense records that I heard this year. Anyway, next up is Lie in Ruins with Floating and Timeless Streams. I think this is their second full length. I could be completely wrong about that because, anyway, this is a Dark Descent release. A death metal band out of Finland that I had never heard before, but all you needed to get me to check it out was that it's a Dark Descent release, it's death metal, and it's Finnish death metal at that. That was enough to get me curious and check it out. And I did, and it's really, really fucking good. It always surprises me when because I've been keeping up with Dark Descent for quite a few years now, and it's really surprising me when I still haven't heard everything that's on this label, but they do have quite a few stuff on the roster, so I guess that shouldn't be too surprising. But yeah, man, Lie in Ruins is fucking great. Cavernous, filthy Finnish death metal. Absolutely great. Just ugly, punishing sounding riffs. Great musicianship. Yeah, it's all really, really good stuff. I didn't get to listen to it as many times as I would have liked, but yeah, I definitely felt that like it still had to be on this list. So, Lie in Ruins with Floating and Timeless Streams. Killer death metal. Let me get some water. Next up, we go to Stalker with Black Magic Terror. This is released on Napalm Records. This is their second full length. Crazy fucking trio of speed metalers from New Zealand, and this is just fun as hell speed metal. If you guys are into any of the newer speed metal stuff like Evil Invaders, Ranger, Vulture, you get the idea. Any of those bands, then you will absolutely love Stalker. Just tons of great guitar work. Of course, just blazing fast, and thankfully there is plenty of tempo changes in here too. So it's not just speed and speed and speed the whole fucking album through. Otherwise, that would get boring and repetitive really quick. There is plenty of parts where they do change it up and they go into some different tempos and stuff like that. But it is still some just crazy fast, just insane speed metal. And it's horror themed too, which is really, really cool. There's a really cool sample that they took from Beyond where he says humans are such easy prey. I thought that was really cool. Little addition for the album. But yeah, Stalker, Black Magic Terror, absolute just killer fun speed metal. Nothing else really needs to be said. Yeah. Next is Heathen with Empire of the Blind. This is Heathen's first release since 2013's, what was that album called? Evolution of Chaos, I think. But Heathen is a classic band from the Bay Area that has always had a great combination of thrash metal, speed metal, and with a technical spin on things. This band has always delivered great musicianship. I'm a huge fan of their album Victims of Deception. That's one of my all-time favorite heavy metal albums of the 1990s. But and it's really cool to see Heathen back. David White The vocalist sounds great. The rest of the band sounds great. Tight musicianship, killer songwriting, and definitely a little more straightforward thrash. Not as much like progressive and adventurous like their previous works have been, but still really, really solid stuff. There's not a single bad track to be found on here. It flows wonderfully, and it's just really, really good stuff. Yeah, I love Heathen. It's great to see him back, and hopefully it doesn't take 10 years again before they release their next record. So, and it's also escaping me what label this came out on. I cannot remember, so sorry about that. Anyway, we're moving on. Draconian, Under a Godless Veil. This is released on Napalm Records. Draconian, at this point, are just masters of the gothic doom metal genre. A mix of metal genres that I'm always a big fan of. I love me some gothic doom metal, and Draconian just does it so damn well. And this new vocalist, Heike, she is just got an absolute elegant and beautiful voice that really fits this band very, very well. And I love the combination of her melodic singing with the, powerful growls of the, I think it's the guitarist, and I don't remember his name, unfortunately. I don't know the members of this band too well, unfortunately, even though I've pretty much heard all their albums, and I've been a big fan of them for a few years now. This is not my favorite Draconian album by any stretch. There's probably still 2 or 3 albums I would put ahead of this. And I'm also a bigger fan of the other singer. I liked her a little more, but like I said, Heike's great, man. She's got a beautiful voice. She fits perfectly with this band. I don't think they could have found a better or more suitable replacement. But yeah, Under a Godless Veil, it's a good album, and I felt like it was still strong enough to where I felt like it had to be here, because I love Draconian, pretty much everything they do, and yeah. I do need to give this a few more listens. It was kind of one that I got to a little late this year. I didn't get to spend as much time with it as I would have liked because truth be told, like I said, outside of listening to new releases, King Diamond and Merciful Fate took a lot of my fucking music listening time this year. But yeah, Draconian, Under a Godless Veil, great gothic doom metal. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely do so. Okay. My album of the year. It kind of bums me out that I don't own the CD of this, or I don't have the CD of this to show you. It's on the way, but unfortunately, because mail has been so fucked up this year with pretty much everything, and on top of that, it's coming from Japan. It takes a while for things to get to here from Japan. But if that doesn't give you any hint of who this might be, my album of the year is Unlucky Morpheus with Unfinished. This is their second album of their all original material, and like I said, man, for a long time I really thought it was going to be Solicitor Spectral Devastation, because it was for a really, really long time. But then Unlucky Morpheus fucking dropped this, and I was just like, holy shit, this is so fucking good, this is so fun, it's so catchy. Unlucky Morpheus, I've talked about them on here several times. They're one of my all-time favorite bands from Japan. There's vocalist Fuki. She is my favorite female vocalist, even though I don't ever know what she's saying because she's singing in Japanese, but I don't care. It's still just incredibly catchy, just extremely well done melodic metal. And this is some heavy, heavy stuff. No matter how melodic it is. And there's also a track in here where they kind of play around with some electronic, and it's kind of dancey a little bit in the intro, but then it goes into like a groovy, heavy kind of song. But I absolutely love this album. Like I said, it's so fun. It's so catchy, and there's really only like one power metal song on here, which is the last track, which is Carry On Singing to the Sky. And what's really cool about that track is this is the first song that Unlucky Morpheus has ever done sung entirely in English. And I really think Fuki does a great job with the English singing on this track. And as I've stated many times, I just can't get enough of Fuki's vocals. She's so elegant, so beautiful, powerful, epic, all at the same time. I love Fuki's voice so much. She's wonderful. And the rest of the band is just on fire as well with their performance. Tons of killer riffs. I love the mix of Fuki's, epic melodic singing, and on top of that, you also have Yuki, the guitarist, his screams and growls that he's doing with his vocals. So that's like a really cool mix to me. There's just, yeah, this had to be my album of the year because it was just the most fun I had listening to an album this year, and just every time I put it on, man, it just made me feel good. And in the year of 2020, we need albums that make us feel good, and that's what Unlucky Morpheus Unfinished did for me. So I think that's all that I had to say. I can't wait to show this in a CD collection update when the CD does arrive. But yeah, that's going to do it for my favorite albums of 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I want to continue to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for continuing to come and watch these videos, for anyone that waits on me whenever I take a 3 or 4 month hiatus from making videos. But yeah, and to close it off, 2020, like I said, it's been a very challenging and rough year for a lot of us. It has definitely not been easy. But here's hoping that 2021 is an improvement, although I don't think things are just going to be magically fixed or get normal right away. I think it's definitely going to take some time, but hopefully we do see an improvement and we can get back to somewhat of a normal life. So happy 2021 to everybody. Happy New Year. Everyone be safe and be mindful, and just, yeah, take it easy. I'll see you guys next video.